I would not remember that I had that book.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple.
Today I am back in my basement again. This time I'm going to be going through some of my books. Not these books, but books in the next room over. I have a bunch of books. I mean, if you watch my channel, you know I have a lot of books. And so that's one of the things that for me I've kind of been putting off going through because it's not easy to let go of books if you're the kind of person who thinks it's ridiculous to let go of books. But I've changed my mindset on that, and so I've been surprising myself by letting go of my books. I do it a little bit at a time, but I need to clear off the shelves, and so I'm going to get ruthless with my books today. So if you've got something that you need to declutter around your house, grab your stuff and come on, and we'll do it together. I think what I'll do is take one shelf of books off at a time. That way, if I need to stop for any reason, I won't have more than one shelf of books out and spread about in the room. And I think I'll look for a couple of boxes maybe, and hopefully they'll be for donating books or like putting them out in the driveway for a driveway giveaway. That would be awesome. I emptied a whole shelf of books. I put them this way on the table so I can see the titles of them. I don't know, I've never done it that way, but maybe this will make things a little bit easier and quicker for me with the first round of deciding what to do. I did find this American flag laying on the top of the books, and it's designed to go on a flagpole. We don't have a flagpole, so I'm just going to go ahead and let that go. And I already know I'm going to go ahead and let these go as well. They didn't want to prop up, so I'm going to go ahead and put them in the box. And I also dampened a paper towel in case I need to wipe any of them off because they've been down in the basement here and they could be dusty. So I'm going to do a first round. I don't want this to be too long of a video, and I'm sure you don't want to watch me go through all of these books. There's a lot of books over there. So I'm going to go through it, and then I'll tell you what kind of categories I did and how maybe some of them how I make the decision on them. But I'm sure you don't want to hear about every single one of them. So I'll be back just a second. Let me give you a quick rundown of what I decided. This book is called 1 Minute Manners. I would not remember that I had that book. So if I had something that I needed to know how to act proper with, I wouldn't remember to go get this book to look. And I probably wouldn't have time to do it anyway because, you know, you got to handle that junk right when it's happening, right? So I don't need that. And organizing your life. Well, that's not going to work for me. I'm trying to let go of enough stuff I don't need to organize stuff. So anything that had to do with that, this one's like a leadership thing. So I'm letting all that stuff go. It's not something I'd remember I had, and it's not something I would pull out to use. Just doesn't fit my life right now. And then I also have these fiction books. Some of them are for kids, and some of them are for adults. I'm not going to read any of them, so I'm going to let those go. There's even one in here that's a Christmas one, and I'm not even going to put it in with my Christmas things. I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. So there's that, and then there were some cookbooks here. I was trying to figure out, you know, what if there was ways that I could eat healthier, and so I had some cookbooks, but I'm not going to use them. I never use them. I gave away all my other cookbooks, so those can go. And then I've already been through menopause, so I think this is okay to let go. And then this one is the type 2 diabetic woman. I don't have diabetes. I have a friend who I used to work with, and she had diabetes, but it turned out it wasn't type 2, it was type 1. And so I think I had gotten this book, though, when they were still trying to figure out what she had, and I was trying to make sure that in case I needed to know anything for her sake, I would know. But also diabetes runs in my family. But you know what? The science on that changes so often and so quickly nowadays that if I ever did need to have a book for that, I just get a new one. So I'm going to let that go. And I have this book. Now, I am going to keep this little bit here. This one has some recipes and stuff in it, so I'm going to look through that one and see if there's anything that I want to use out of that. And then these, I kept Romeo and Juliet. I kept Charlie Brown. It's the Spanish version. Hubby likes Charlie Brown, and I took Spanish. I really liked it, so I'm keeping that. And then Shakespeare. Who doesn't love Shakespeare? And then I thought maybe this novel might be interesting, so I kept that one. But this one, Sunday Dawn from the Helpful Home, asked me if I had read this book. I didn't know, but I actually had this book down here on my shelf. So Sunday Dawn, I will be reading this book now. I think I had always just kept it because it has such a pretty cover. So that is what's going to happen with that first shelf. So those are the ones I'm keeping, but all the rest of this is going to be gifted away. These are the books that came off of the next shelf down. So first of all, this was laying on top of the books, and it is, I guess, a newspaper insert that was from Twilight. I don't need to keep that, but maybe someone else would be interested in having that, so I'm going to put it in the box to gift away. And then this Mother Goose book, it was on the shelf that I cleared out that had the Halloween books on it, and I cleared those off in my 10 Minutes Better video for October, and I just left this one on there because I knew it didn't apply. I'm going to keep this book, so I'll put it over on the shelf with the other books that I kept from the shelf I just cleared out. Now I am going to sort through these and see if I can make some stacks of books to let go of and stacks of books to keep. I wasn't as successful with this shelf as far as letting go of things, but I am going to be decreasing it. I have some fiction novels that I'm not going to read, and here I have some like how-to type things that I'm not going to take the time to use. This one's an interview book. I'm not going to be doing an interview. And this one's a guide to crochet. I'm giving away all of my crafting things, so I don't need that. And some gardening stuff. I'm just not good with that stuff. So all of that, I'm ready to let it go of. The fantasy me can do all of that stuff. Real me, she can't. She's not going to do it. And then I also have some books here that have poems in them. And I do have quite a collection of poetry books. And I do need to go through all of them. But I'm just going to go ahead and make a decision on these right now. I'm going to let them go. I don't need them. I'm not going to read them. I'm ready to let them go. The ones that I am going to keep, though, are my Spanish books. I have... I need to get back into reading my Spanish stuff, and so I'm keeping the kids' books especially right now. And my math books, I like math, and have some books about drawing and art here. Pretty big stack of books on that. And so that I would have to do another look through to decide if I'm going to keep or let go of those. And then this one I thought might be kind of cute because we do have a couple of cats, and maybe I can see if I can learn a little bit more about my cats from reading that book. And after I read it, I can always let that go. These are the books from the third shelf, and honestly, I'm not really sure how productive this one's going to be because as I pulled them off, I realized some of these are the Spanish books and some of these are books about writing. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to let go of much, if any, of this, but we'll see. As I go through them, I may change my mind. I have a couple of books of poems. I'm going to hang on to those. Have some books here that are Spanish. I'm going to hang on to those. And I have If You Give a Moose a Muffin, and If You Give a Pig a Pancake, and then a few books that are about writing. All of those I'm keeping. But I also found on that third shelf this gift bag. It's very cute, isn't it? It's got little doors and stuff. I don't think it's been used. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass it on. I'm going to gift it away. If it does turn out that I'm wrong and it has been used, then I can always use it to put something in when I'm gifting away things on Buy Nothing. But I don't think it's been used. And then this one also, I'm just going to gift that away too. And you see this? These are little boxes that you can fold up. And there's 2 Tinkerbell ones, and there's 2 that are Cinderella. And so I'm going to go ahead and gift those away as well, because I don't have any little girls living close to me. My brother and his wife, they have a couple of granddaughters, but they live farther away. And so I'm just going to go ahead and let those go. Somebody else can enjoy them. But you see all this stack of books? All of those are leaving. This is a science thing for kids. I think that maybe kids would enjoy that. And I have this little Spanish Bible. I'm going to let it go. And this is Who Wants a Dragon? I'm going to let that go. And then I had a bunch of books that are about writing. And I decided to let all of these go. These are not the type of writing that I want to do. And so, and you know what? The reason I have so many is some I bought when I was working, some I had probably bought when I was going to college, and some I bought because I wanted to write. I wanted to write my own novel, and I think because of that, I just bought. I would just periodically buy a book about writing, and they just weren't giving me what I need, and I realize now, because they don't have what I need in them, and I don't need those in order to write whatever I'm going to write. That's not what I want to write. So all of those are going to be leaving. These are the books from shelf number 4, and I am letting all of these go. There's some novels, and there are some books that teach you things. This is a Spanish dictionary, Learn More Now. There's a book about decorating, different kinds of things in there. And then there's a planner thing from 2011. I'm going to let that go because I think, it's 2022. It can go. And then also a Sudoku book. It hasn't been used. Somebody can enjoy that. And then I have a whole stack of books for kids and a stack of books about writing. All of those I'm going to let go of. And the ones I'm going to keep, I have a couple books about writing, a couple of things that have to do with exercises, and I have 4 poetry books here that I'm going to keep. I've been taking the books upstairs as I've gotten the boxes filled up. Hubby just came down and carried one of them up for me because they are a little bit heavy. But this is where I'm at now with that. While I was up there, I had to go out in the garage and find some more boxes. I'm kind of glad I haven't gotten rid of all my boxes because they are coming in handy. But when I put these out and people come to take the books, if they take the boxes too, I'm okay with that. I'll find something to put stuff in. This is day 2 of going through these books down here. This is where we left off in this box. There's still room to put a few more books. And we still have a few more books to go through. Yep, 3 more shelves full of books. And I'm hoping I will be in a mood to let go of things today like I was yesterday. Okay, let's get to sorting. Now this one looks like it's a bunch of kids' books, maybe some, also some novels, I guess. So let's see if we can just pick the ones out we know that we're not going to read first. I'm not going to read that. Okay, and I'm not going to read this. Horton Hears a Who. See, that's a fun book, I think. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read it once just to make sure I read it. I think I've read it. I'm going to read it once, and then I'm going to let this one go. I don't need it. And then, let's see, Amazing Mazes. I like mazes, so I'm going to keep this one. Here's a coloring book. There's poo in it. Looks like it's not been used a whole lot, so I think that's okay to donate or give away. We're going to gift it away. Somebody might like it. I think I bought this one to maybe use as for drawing, inspiration or something, but I don't need to keep it. I'm going to let it go. And let's see, I used to collect angels, and so I'm sure my husband bought this for me because of that. It has poems in it, and so I'm thinking I'm going to keep this one. So put this, don't have room for a pile here. I don't need to keep this. I'm going to put this in the keep pile just for the moment because I don't have a lot of room here. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star I'm going to keep. I remember buying that one on purpose. I like that one. Let's see. I don't need to know where Waldo is. As long as he's not in here. And look how cluttered that looks. Yeah, we don't need that. The Magic Hill. That looks like that might be fun. I think I want to keep that one for now. I already gifted away a copy of this in a paperback. And I've had that book for years and I've never read it. I wanted to read it, but I just never did. Let's see. The Heavenly Village. I don't know. I might read that. We'll see. Oh, I'm going to put my keep and maybe pile together because I don't have any room for 2 piles right now. Animal Crackers. I wonder what that one's about. Let's see. I don't know. I might read that one. I might not. I don't know. I'm not going to read that. Nursery Crime. I like crime novels. Irish Fairy Tales. I'm not going to read it. I think these are poetry. I might keep the poetry ones for now. This is poetry. I have some poetry books that were from people that I actually either know or have met. They would come to our book club meetings, and so I'm going to keep those just in case any of those are from one of them. I'll double check them because I have poetry books that I'm going to go through later, and I can let go of them then. And this is Little Bear Collection, but I don't need it. Somebody else can have that. Let's see. Let's see. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm not going to read it, huh? Let's see. The Memory Keeper's Daughter. That might sound interesting. Crazy Tricks and Crafty Challenges. I like mind things. This one, this is the second one from Simple Abundance is the first one. It's probably said, yeah, it says it right there. So I'm going to keep that for now. And I need to look at this. I think I have one of these over on the shelf, but that might be the one that I have in paperback on the shelf. So I would keep the hardback one. So I'll put that with the keep things. I'll keep this because hubby likes the peanuts. And let's see. This looks like short stories. This Amelia Earhart. I'm not going to read it. And this is a Christmas. This is Lemony Snicket. He did a series of unfortunate events, and it's a Christmas story, so that might be interesting to read. The truth behind a series of unfortunate events. I might read these two and then let them go. I don't think I need to keep them long term. Mother's Wedding Dress. Let's see. I'm not going to read it. I ain't got time. Okay, but this one, Little Black Book of Stories. So it's got a bunch of stories, it looks like. This is, I think I went through a time when I was wanting to read short stories. I don't think I ever did it, so I'll give them another chance. But if I don't read them, I'm going to let them go. Right now, I'm just picking them up, and if I feel like I might read it, I'm just putting it in that pile. But if I'm feeling like I'm not going to, then it's going to go into the other pile. And I think I don't need that. And This is a poster book for Harry Potter stuff. I don't know that I need it, but I'll keep it for right now. And, let's see. I think I read this one, but I don't remember. I think I'll read this one and then let it go. I don't need to keep it. So I'll put it in the pile right now with the ones I'm not letting go of today. But some of these that I put in this pile, I may go ahead and let them go. I'll either read them and let them go, or I may look at them closer and go, I'm not going to read it. So these are the ones I'm going to keep with this pile, and these are the ones that I'm going to let go in this pile. So as you see, the other ones I've just, prior to this, I've just been going through the books and then showing you the result. But that just shows you how quickly you can go through them. So that was, that was like 7 minutes of just going through a whole shelf of books and quickly making the decisions. So let me tidy this up and then I'll grab out the next shelf. As I took these off of the shelf, I could see that most of these have to do with writing, and I think there were maybe a couple that had something to do with poetry. This one's hubbies, so I'm not really sure how many I'm going to be letting go of this group either, but the only way to find out is to go through them and see. I'm happy to say that I did better with this shelf than I thought I was going to do. All of these are leaving. Had a couple of novels here. They are leaving. Also had all of these books that are leaving. And most of these, with the exception of those 2 novels, were books about writing. Then I also found on this shelf, this is also a book about writing, but I found a hardcover copy of this book, and this is one that I kept from a previous shelf. So I'm going to swap that out and let this one go, but I'm going to hang on to this one. And then this is the paperback version of that poetry book I kept earlier. So I'm going to let that go as well. These are hubbies, so of course I'll keep those. And then these are the ones I'm going to keep. And honestly, some of these I may let go of when I look at them again, because some of these are just like reference books, to make sure you use the right grammar and right punctuation, that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm keeping these and letting all the rest of these go. Now, we'll clear this off and we'll get to that last shelf. I found a bookmark in one of the books from the last shelf. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't need to keep it. I have plenty of bookmarks, so I am going to let that go. And now I'm going to sort through these books and see if I can find some that I'm ready to let go of. This is the last group of books for this session, and these are the ones that I'm going to keep. I'll read them and then pass them along, and some won't take long. For instance, this is just a little board book. I like kids' books, so this will be a quick little read, and then I can gift it away. But I also have some other types of books, like this one is just some stuff from Jane Austen. I'm not going to read it. A couple of Christmas books, some kids books. This one's comedy or cartoons for medical things. Self-publishing, I don't need that. And then I had some novels and another stack of novels. And I will say, it's not that I don't want to read some of these novels. Some of them I'm like, no, I'm over it. But some of them I would enjoy reading them. But I know I'm not going to get around to it. And if I ever do decide that I want to read one of them, I can always go buy it again or go to the library and see if they have it there. So I'm okay with letting all of those go. And then this one, I must have gotten this when I was in college. I took some art classes, and so I think I probably got this at that time, but I don't need it. So all of this stuff is going to go, and these few will stay. I already had one shelf cleared out from the books from when I did my 10 Minutes Better in October. I think I probably said that already, but I went through books on 7 other shelves, and now I am down to less than 3 shelves of books. I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to take this one on upstairs, and then I'll show you all of the books together, and you can see just how many it was. Letting go of books has always been very hard for me. I know it's looking easy because I've been doing it pretty quickly, but I've had some time to kind of prepare myself, let's say, and I'm just ready. I'm just ready to admit it. I'm not going to read them. I'm not going to use them. I don't need to keep them anymore. And some of these, somebody might want them, and they can benefit them in some way, and they can get some enjoyment out of them. And so that is that's the goal, to let go of the things that I'm not going to use and pass them on to people who will use them, and bring some joy and blessing into their lives. Why did I think I must own all these books? I'll never have time to read them. Hundreds and hundreds left sitting on shelves. Maybe it's time that I freed them. And why did I feel I should buy even more when I had even more than I need? I'm owning it now, and I'm letting it go, with all of the books I'll not read. I put all of the books out here in the driveway. It's a Thursday, but it's after 1 o'clock. It's like 51 degrees, very breezy, but it's not too bad out. I'm out here with just a sweater on. So hopefully some people will come by and want some of the books, and a couple of those Halloween t-shirts. Maybe those will get gone. If not, I'll just put them back in the garage. Books are one of those things that you just never know. Sometimes they go quickly, and sometimes they don't. Well, it doesn't look like very many books have been taken, but I know a few are gone. That's okay. It's a Thursday. It's cold, and with books, you never know. So I'm just going to put the lids on and take them back in the house, and then bring them back out another day. Let me know. Has it been hard for you to let go of books? And has it gotten any easier as you've continued in your decluttering journey? I'm always interested in how that goes for people, because when you first start out, you just don't think you'll ever be able to do it. But as you continue on, you start gaining confidence, and you start realizing that, yeah, you can do it. And if you just do it at the pace that you're ready to do it at, then it's a lot easier to do when you get around to the parts that are difficult. And this is one of the things that, honestly, I never dreamed that I would be able to let go of as many books as I have let go of. And the other thing is, I can't believe how many books I actually had. Because I have let go of a lot of books, and I still have a lot more to let go of. So for now, I'm just going to say goodbye and happy decluttering.
What you doing, Pumpkin? Yeah? Are you going to declutter some stuff? Yeah.